Hey, KidNuz fans! As you know, we're always working to increase the news IQ of our listeners. Now there's a way to help them improve in all sorts of subjects. IXL is an online learning platform helping millions of K through 12 kids up their academic game. 75 scientific studies back up the boost they'll get in math, science, reading, and social studies. Kids get instant feedback and explanations. Parents get reports showing what's working and where more help might be needed. And right now, KidNuz listeners can try it out for 20% off when they sign up at ixl.com/kidnews. Check out the monthly and annual memberships at ixl.com/kidnews.
Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, October 21st, 2024. And we begin with a pretty penny paid for a super rare slice of American history. It took just 7 minutes last Friday for a long-forgotten copy of the U.S. Constitution, printed in 1787, to sell at auction for $9 million, $11 million if you count taxes and fees. The document is one of only a handful still known to exist and was found inside a dusty metal filing cabinet in the long-empty North Carolina home once owned by Samuel Johnston, who was governor when his state approved it. Along with the Constitution was a letter from George Washington asking for ratification and acknowledging compromise was needed for the sake of the nation. According to the Associated Press, the last time a copy of the Constitution, with a ratification clause in it, sold, the year was 1891, and the selling price, $400. So far, the buyer has chosen to remain anonymous. What an exciting weekend for sports fans! Last night, the New York Liberty won their first ever WNBA title by beating the Minnesota Lynx in a thrilling overtime winner-take-all Game 5 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Final score, 67-62. And less than an hour later, baseball finalized its fall classic when the Los Angeles Dodgers smoked the New York Mets in Game 6 to take the National League pennant, setting up an East Coast-West Coast World Series showdown with the New York Yankees, who beat the Cleveland Guardians in 5. It'll be the Bronx Bombers' first time back in the series since 2009. The Dodgers won it all back in 2020. Game 1 is this Friday. If you don't like your fruit with a side of pesticides, you're really going to appreciate the invention of a Georgia middle schooler. 3M named 14-year-old Sarish Subhash of Snellville America's top young scientist for creating a way to test food for things that shouldn't be on it. Using FDA data that shows 70% of produce contains pesticide residue, Sarish developed an AI-based handheld detector. The device had an accuracy rate greater than 85% when testing tomatoes and spinach. Residues can stay on produce after washing, and that's where they've been connected to a variety of health issues, Sarish told USA Today. If we can detect them, we can avoid consuming them. 3M winners get $25,000 and often go on to create patents and companies. Or like last year's winner, Heyman Bickel, who invented a soap to fight skin cancer, get named Time Magazine's Kid of the Year. As any parent can tell you, it can be incredibly hard to crack the code of teenage likes and dislikes. But regarding their shopping preferences and spending habits, an investment firm seems to have that all figured out. Piper Sandler just completed its 48th semi-annual Taking Stock with Teens survey and used 65 million data points to figure out what's in and what's not. Topping the popularity list for apparel and footwear, Nike. For beauty, e.l.f. products. For food, Chick-fil-A. And when it comes to social, TikTok is still number 1, followed by Instagram and Snapchat. Move over, Mickey. It's finally Minnie's turn to shine. After being shut out of the Macy's Thanksgiving celebration for the past 90 years, Minnie Mouse is poised to make her parade debut. She'll be a towering 60-foot balloon, and this year will float along with Mickey and Pluto, who've both been staples of the event since 1934, Donald Duck, who debuted in 1935, and Goofy, who joined the fun in 1992. The parade winds through the streets of New York City every Thanksgiving and airs live on NBC starting at 8:30 in the morning Eastern. Still to come when you're trick-or-treating, what kind of candy do you most want to land in your bag? Results of a new poll just ahead. But first, we want to shout out Lucas Parsons of Kirkland, Washington, who's turning 9 today. Lucas, we understand you're quite the athlete with soccer, mountain biking, hockey, and skiing at the top of your list. Your parents and sister Peyton also tell us you're compassionate, curious, and smart, and they are so proud of you. Happy birthday, Lucas. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. Where was a rare copy of the U.S. Constitution found? Inside a dusty metal filing cabinet at a home in North Carolina. Who won the WNBA championship? The New York Liberty. What did a Georgia 14-year-old invent? A handheld device to check produce for pesticides. Which Disney character will make her Thanksgiving parade debut this year? Minnie Mouse. In today's KidNuz Kicker, a seasonally appropriate question, what's your favorite Halloween candy? According to a new poll, it might depend on where you live. Google shared a list with USA Today of the most searched for trick-or-treating treats in each state between September 4th and October 4th. This year, the winner by far is a perennial, if not polarizing favorite, candy corn. It ranked number 1 in 34 states. M&M's was a distant second, claiming the top spot in just 8 states. Numbers 3, 4, and 5 on the list, Kit Kat, Hershey's, and Reese's. Thanks again to the Parsons of Kirkland, Washington for sponsoring today's quiz. Happy birthday to Lucas Parsons and hello to his sister Peyton, Pup Penny, and all his friends at A.G. Bell. And shout-outs to our rock star teachers, Mrs. Rizzo and her Lake Prairie Tigers at Lake Prairie in Lowell, Indiana. Mrs. Jackson's Lion Cubs at King Chavez Primary Academy in San Diego, California. And Ms. Clark and Randy the Red Hawk at the Ranches Academy in Eagle Mountain, Utah. Thanks for listening. Please rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.